Hi guys, this is Venus just coming in quickly just to give a trigger warning before this episode begins. It will feature some themes of violence, sexual assault and death. So if that's something that you don't really feel comfortable listening to right now, then please click away from this episode and come back to next week's. Don't feel like you need to listen to this. We just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Otherwise, we hope you enjoy the episode.
Hello.
Okay, we're recording.
It's working now.
Yes, perfect.
Lovely.
Okay.
Welcome to
Boppin Around
with Ayesha
and Venus.
So happy to have you here.
Oh my god, we're finally recording. Okay, this took so long to set up. We guys. What do we finally have? Let's say it together. You know when we were doing karaoke and you're always like 1 second behind with the lyric? It was like, let's just imagine, let's say you get the best of both worlds. That's what we were doing. We were literally singing You Get the Best of Both Worlds, Hannah Montana. What's that called again? Rockstar?
Yeah. Isn't it called
it's called Both Worlds.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, so the song is like, you get the best of both worlds. And you'd be like, actually, there's no way I'll sing it and then you sing it as well. Ready? So, you get the best of both worlds. Take it out, taking it slow. Kick it out.
See what I mean?
She's always just 1 second behind.
What if you're 1 second early? Oh, do you want to toast?
We have these drinks. Oh, no, we did already open them, which we'll get into what we were about to say there, but we got distracted with our undiagnosed ADHD. We got these on the street of Shoreditch the other day, because in Shoreditch they're always handing out free alcohol lately for different new brand launches.
And they don't ask for ID, so...
Yeah, actually, which is funny, or maybe we just look really old. This brand is called Suntory, and it's their soju, vodka and soda. It's a lemon vodka soda, basically. 6%. So refreshing, so nice. I've had lemon vodka soda, and it's...
Yeah, but do you know how they make these? They get a whole lemon, they freeze it at 196 minus, then they fucking crush it.
Are we doing a brand deal that I wasn't aware of? Did we get paid for this, babe?
I know, right?
Okay, well, we have something very exciting to say. I mean, maybe you guys can already notice it. I mean, hopefully you can notice it.
We finally have a microphone!
Whee!
Cheers to that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I finally got my microphone back from Ireland, brought it over to London. It's a microphone I used to use a few years ago. So hopefully our sound is a lot better, because
sounds a lot better.
I have been editing the earlier podcast so far, and yes, our sound is a little bit of an issue for the first 5 episodes. That's just how it will be.
Just bear with us, please.
Yeah, but episode 6, we finally have a microphone. Obviously, it's one microphone and we're both using it.
Right.
So hopefully the sound will be good enough.
I just want to say, on behalf of Bopping Around, I do apologise for our sound in the first couple episodes.
Yeah, because my voice would sound really loud and then Aisha's voice would sound a bit more quiet.
Like a little fucking mouse.
Yeah, like a little mouse, because she would be sitting all the way over in the corner of my chair and I would be just face up to the microphone on the phone, because we didn't have a microphone.
It looks really creepy if you were here. Venus is
so creepy. I'm such a creep.
Microphone.
It feels so nice to have a microphone now though. Anyways. Well, babe, how are you doing?
Honestly, really good. I just watched a bunch of film producers make a movie.
Yes. Oh my gosh, guys.
Guess who was there?
Well, first of all, I was in shock. It was somewhere that we did not expect to see a movie being shot. And long story short...
Angelina Jolie
was literally down there. Now, we didn't see her in the flesh, but saw a photo of her and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. I'm literally always in that area.
Yeah.
And she's just there. And then... we watched the same scene over and over and over being filmed, and that was a scene with Amy Lou Woods, the girl from Sex Education and White Lotus.
Right.
And they're both going to be in this movie together called Anxious People, which I think is coming out at Christmas, is it?
I didn't know we're doing a promo.
I don't know if it's coming. It's the second promo on our podcast. But no, I don't know when it's coming out, but it was just really fun to watch that. I just love these little London moments of stuff where you're like, oh my god, I'm seeing a real life movie being shot. So that was exciting. That was a little bit of a fun for our day. Now, obviously,
that was a highlight.
We were kind of supposed to be working, and we were just too distracted and focused.
I worked a little bit. I was looking at my nudes, and I was like, god damn. So yeah.
Yeah, well, you've been kind of struggling the past 2 weeks, right? Do you want to go into
Oh
that a bit?
God, definitely. So what happened was, my people all left the country. Everyone just picked up and fucked off. So
Picked up and fucked off.
remind me, we're on episode 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to everyone who made it this far.
Mm-hmm.
DM me, you get a free surprise.
Oh!
So, no, but hear me out though. Episode 6, and what happened was everyone just left me, and I was thrown into like an emotional like turmoil, really.
Okay, first of all, I do fully get what you're saying, but you are so funny the way you describe things. So you're like,
No, it's horrible.
everyone left me, and I was thrown. Like, babe, you need to write fucking novels. Honestly, you need to write movie scripts because.
I will.
Do you want to give the actual thing of what happened first of all?
No, but that's what happened.
That's what happened.
That's literally.
I've got school. I've got school. Do you know that?
No.
I was like, that's not funny. It's like a video of someone drawn on this girl's face or something. I think she wakes up and she sees it on her face, and she's like a little kid. She's like,
okay.
no, that's not funny. That's not funny. I've got skill. I've got skill.
She's got memes like packed inside her brain. Like it's like 50% memes in there. But yeah, no, everyone left me, and then I was like really depressed.
Can I give the clarity?
Okay, go ahead, because I don't know what she's asking.
So I left Ayesha for
Right.
around a week, was it?
Yeah.
I went to my friend's hen party back in Ireland, which is why I was able to get the microphone back as well. And then Ayesha's other bestie also left her to go on holidays to Turkey. So she was kind of like left to her own devices, right? And it was just, you give the drama and then I give the explanation. But yeah, so Harry, like, you did not, I was kind of worried for you the past 2 weeks, honestly.
No, honestly, it was terrible. I realized that I really need to get out of the situation that I'm in right now, and that situation is living with transphobic family, with my transphobic family. And what's interesting actually, the past like year or so, like I've been getting to know other trans girls on the internet, and one question that I always ask them is, how does your family take it? How does your family take it? You know, you being trans and stuff, because obviously there's not a lot of us out there, right? So to get a perspective on how to speak to your family about being trans and whatnot, it's not really an issue that's actually talked about much out there. And even when it is, like, it really does not relate to my situation, where everyone on the internet is just like, yeah, my family's so supportive. And I'm like, okay, good for you, honey, but my family wants to murder me. And it made me realize that week, especially when you guys were gone, ever since we came back from Ibiza, I haven't really been focused, but I need to look back at what my goals were, what I actually want to achieve, right? And one of them is to like leave the country, go move to a different country, whatnot. And it's just to get away from people who put you down, because, you know, when you get to this age, you realize, and I say this age, and it's this big old age of 27, but, you know, you realize that people are going to put you down, but you can't have those people in your life, right? You got to put yourself first. And you know what? You might have been born with this family, and, you know, people say you should love your mum and dad and whatnot, but, you know, I do love them, but the unconditional love isn't there, right? In my family, it's mostly been conditional love, and, you know, that really fucks with your head, especially when you have like relationships, whether it's a friendship or an intimate relationship or just acquaintances. It just fucks with your head your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that probably fucked with my head growing up. Even to me, like last night, I was thinking, shit, it's funny how, you know, I could have learned that I was trans at a younger age, but life just, you know, has different routes for you, really. Like, if I was to find out when I was younger, then sure, but that didn't happen, and it's not the end of the world. I can't change that. I shouldn't feel down about it. Instead, I should just make the most of what I've got. And in terms of making the most of what I've got the will and the bravery to get the fuck out of my parents' house. But yeah.
Yeah. Girl, I relate to that in certain ways. I mean, obviously not the trans part, but the part that's like being stuck at home and trying to get out, and,
yeah,
you know, differences in beliefs and differences in what you want for yourself versus what your parents want for you, and that that can be very challenging. It's challenging in general, but it's especially challenging when you're at home.
Right.
So I am really excited for like where you end up in.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
You as a cis hetero woman, imagine a world where you was like queer as fuck, and you had to come out to your parents. Like, how do you think they'd take that?
Yeah, it's like kind of
Were they like?
It's like almost like hard to even picture it. Like I would like to think that they
Rush you to church.
would accept it at this point in time in 2025. Here's the thing. I feel like they would be in some way understand. Now, I actually do think trans might be a whole different thing to them.
Right.
I would like to think that my mom would understand it after I'd speak to her for ages, but I think the way she would see it as your life is going to be so much harder now. I think that's where she's at. And then my dad, I don't know, it's weird. I almost feel like she would tell my dad. But then the thing is, like, even though I'm saying this now, like, I'm like, I feel like they would find it hard and maybe heavy, but they'd find it, maybe they'd understand it. They'd allow me to explain it and la la la. But at the end of the day, did they vote no to gay marriage? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, there's things like that where it's like, they're not fully on board with all this stuff. That doesn't mean that they won't be somewhat understanding. Like, I think your family dynamic, it would be, the way they would approach it would be way more worse than mine.
So, interesting you say that.
Because yours is also based off of, like, you know, Islamic culture and how they view things.
So me personally, I'm an atheist, right? But for my parents, let's just say specifically, what's funny actually, they've raised me to be respectful of other people to an extent. And I mean that in a certain way. So you can respect other people, but that doesn't mean you have to be like them, right? So
I think that's maybe a bit how my parents might be to a certain extent too with it, yeah.
My parents would probably be like, oh, because for me, I'm still in the closet for them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm at the early stages of my transition, and I don't see that, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm perfectly comfortable in my own skin. What I'm trying to say is, like, I don't think my parents would be the ones to lay a finger on me if, I came out to them.
Oh, okay.
But I do think that there'd be other people in the family who'd want to lay their hands on me.
That's insane.
Yeah. Like, the only reason I don't come out to them is because I'm scared for my life. Like, I'm genuinely sure. I'm like 80%
and you're talking about, like, cousins mostly.
Cousins,
people your parents'
uncles,
age.
stuff like that. Our age as well.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
You know
But that's, I mean, it's crazy, but it's also not crazy. Because the way the world is at the moment.
Uncle, he would kill me.
No, that's what I was thinking of him, straight up.
And basically, I have an uncle who is a convicted sex offender. He's a registered sex offender. I think he just got off the list, actually. It's been about 10 years.
When I heard this, I could not believe my eyes.
No, honestly, it's terrible. But in my opinion, and I have the utmost hatred towards him, honestly.
I love it. That's normally utmost respect. Like, not in this context.
Not in this context. Honestly, once a pedo owes a pedo. I'm sorry, get the fuck out of my face.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he'd probably be one of the first people to come all the way down from the north of England to come and, like, kill me and do an honour killing or whatever. Some bullshit like that.
The honour killings of it all is just so fucking
terrifying,
despicable and disgusting.
Horrible. It's horrible.
Like, I remember learning about this woman's story. Oh my god! If I find the video on YouTube, I'll link it in the show notes. But what was hers to do with? Jeez, I cannot remember. But her family literally tried to kill her, and the police didn't take it seriously. This is literally in the UK.
Oh my god.
I can't remember what happened. Like, first of all, her fucking father and his friends. Trigger warning, actually, to be honest. Right, her father and his friends that she raped her, did a bunch of shit to her, and I don't know what she tried to do. Did she try to escape or what? I'm not sure, but they literally all tried to kill her then. And the police in the UK, they wouldn't take it seriously because they're like, they don't really want to delve into honour killings. It's actually so fucked. Like,
no, that's terrible.
It's awful. It's like there's some sort of, like, loophole in the law or some shit. Fucking weird as fuck.
On the topic of that, actually,
some shit is so dark in this world.
No, it's
honestly.
so dark, honestly. Sometimes, actually, especially in the last, like, 6 months, I have, like, obviously being bipolar and being on, like, antidepressants, like, my dreams are fucking crazy and very vivid. And they've been vivid since I was 16, and I think that's one way I noticed I was bipolar, these dodgy ass dreams. And I have a lot, which, you know, there's a reoccurring theme where my family finds out that I'm trans and then they come to kill me. It's fucking crazy. But I think, you know, to jump into the deeper meaning and to look into that is actually, it's just anxiety, and it's just like a big burden on me because, you know, to the whole world I'm out, right? But to my family I'm not. And it's difficult for me because it's like to put on a facade and just, you know, walk around the house like physically non-binary. Like, you look at me and you just see a non-binary person. And obviously in my heart, I'm like, I know I'm not non-binary. You know, obviously there's nothing wrong with non-binary people. I'm not one of them. I know what I am and I know what I'm not. Having to go around my family tiptoeing, pretending to be something I'm not, it's terrible. It's like you have to do a lot of code switching. You have to do a lot of like lying, sneaking around. It's just terrible, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we were even speaking about that. Like, even when I went, like, this is on a completely different level, but when I was home in Ireland, I almost feel like that's a bit of a code switch. And
no, big time.
Being around different people, like Irish people, my friend, her friends, like, you know, at the hen party, it's like, I almost felt like I had to code switch a little bit. So it's like a very tiny degree. And then meanwhile, it's very, even just a little bit of code switching is quite draining, honestly.
Definitely.
So I can't even imagine how much it drains you. Like,
no, it's terrible.
It's so draining to constantly go back and forth, and it's because you are literally living at home as well and you see your family all the time. So
yeah, no, of course.
You have to constantly go back and forth.
What's insane is that, obviously, being on antidepressants, right? Those days when, you know, everyone left the country and it was just me, basically, I was really down because I was kind of like, you know, in the house more, not out as much, and wasn't really being social. And I realised, fuck, I'm spending a lot of time at home, and my family, they just love to gather. And I'm talking about extended family. I'm not talking about immediate family. I'm talking about extended family. So like uncles, cousins, aunts. And me being South Asian, the fucking family tree is fucking massive. It's like my grandmother has like, and I counted, she's got at least 31 grandkids.
That is absolutely insane.
At least 31 grandkids. Now, you know.
That is so great.
Right?
Yeah, your family tree, you tried to explain it to me. I will never fully grasp.
I don't blame you.
Like, unless I saw everyone in one room, I mean, I'd probably still be confused, but...
Definitely. So, what do we know? We know that trans people have rights to a certain extent. And I'm talking about in terms of transphobic families, right? What rights do I have at home? I have none. I was wearing hair clips once. I went downstairs and I forgot to take them out of my hair. My mum had a full-on go at me. She was shouting at me. She was yelling at me like, why the fuck do you have hair clips in your hair? And I'm like, my hair's long. And she wasn't having any of it.
It's so crazy too, because even in that instant, like, that's not, like, you could be as straight as they come, cis male, and have clips in your hair because you just want to pull your hair back.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like
exactly.
There's certain things that have just been marketed towards women, and therefore now your mom looks at that and is like, why do you have clips in your hair? It's literally just a piece of fucking, what is it, metal that bends?
Metal, plastic,
and that's
whatever.
what makes you a girl. Do you know what I mean? It's like these little things that are like, huh? Like,
exactly.
And you know, that's how children think. Like, children think in that sense.
No,
like,
definitely.
Not like a fully grown woman should be able to have a bit more discernment.
So, okay, let me clear up the situation. So, actually, I've lived away from my parents multiple times. The only reason I'm living with them right now is because I actually broke up with my ex about at the beginning of the year. I was living with her for a good year. We were together for about 2.5 to 3 years. I lived with her for about a year and a half, maybe 2. But my family obviously didn't like her, and they did their best to split us up. Me personally, when I look back at the relationship, you know, best of luck to her and her life. She's a sweet girl. But, you know, I personally think we wouldn't have worked out. But with them meddling, I feel like our relationship just, you know, kind of dragged on because, you know, the heart is more fond when it doesn't see what it loves, right?
What do you mean by that now?
So
you mean because it was like because your family was actively trying to pull you apart, that pulled you closer together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got the quote wrong.
You want what you can't have, and not that you couldn't be with each other. Like, you probably, at the end of the day, if your family didn't want you together,
yeah, exactly,
you could have still. But it's probably playing on your head that it's making it harder for you to be together. Therefore, you want to be with them more.
But anyway,
reverse psychology. Your family basically is doing.
They're just so stupid. Anyway,
sorry, I'm not laughing.
No, it's terrible.
It is so stupid.
No, honestly, and now they're all up in my face trying to, like, you know, get me married and stuff, and I'm like, listen, I don't want to have kids for the foreseeable future. I don't want to have a relationship for the foreseeable future.
They were delighted when you broke up because they wanted to. Now they were like, oh, like, well, obviously talking about you, they're like, he's single now. We can do an arranged marriage for him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, arranged, but also, like, nowadays arranged isn't
arranged as in
you know
a modern sense of arranged.
Yeah, you know how it works.
Yeah.
No, honestly, it's terrible, but that's the reason I'm living with them now, because obviously after I left my ex, you know, we both moved in back with our respective parents, and, you know, I finished university, and I was like, my uni fucked me over, one, you know, they completely fucked me over, and then two, now I'm back at home, I'm just like, okay, I guess I should just get myself back on my feet, which I'm doing now, and I'm gonna move out, because I realised, you know what, after moving out 2 times, I just can't go back to living with them. You know how it is, right? It's terrible.
Yeah, no, I get it. I do get it.
That
and I feel
sense
like
of independence.
Because my situation was obviously quite tough, but yours is like a lot tougher and a lot more, I guess you could say, risky, dangerous, everything.
Yeah. I can't be myself, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, for anyone listening, and if you want to try and imagine, let's just say it's a fucking hot day in summer, you are living on the top floor of your house, you know, all the hot air rises, you know, you've got loft insulation in the UK, it's fucking hot, your PC's turned on, the ventilation just shite, you know, the fan is blowing hot air, it's fucking hot. What am I going to be wearing in my fucking room? I'm just wearing a fucking skirt and crop top, for instance, okay? That's all I'd be wearing. But if I'm wearing that and somebody in my house saw, that's probably the end of me. That's literally the end of me in my life as I know it.
Do you want to speak about what happened with the...
my parents, you know, they spent a lot of money on their house. You know, they got the house done up and whatnot. And obviously to help pay the mortgage, they rent out some rooms to tenants. So, you know, one of the tenants actually saw me as myself. You know, just me in my normal mode, basically. And I was just wearing my crop top, I was just wearing my skirt, you know, it was hot.
You had come out of your room to go to the bathroom, wasn't it?
Exactly.
And so, she was on the steps.
Right,
yeah.
So...
Or your stairs.
I had like a full mental breakdown because, you know, to everyone else, I'm this person, boy, right? I'm not out to them. But to me, it's like, I know who I am. So I'm just chilling, you know, I thought I'm going to have like a little pedicure session tonight. I'm going to... soak my feet. So I went to the bathroom to, you know, just see if my feet would fit in the sink because I couldn't find my tub. And then, you know, I didn't think much of it. And lo and behold, as I opened the door, one of my tenants is just standing there looking at me. And in like a quarter of a second, I kid you not, a quarter of a second, I did the most swiftest swirl into my room. I literally spun...
I love that though, swiftest swirl.
Literally, imagine it. I literally swirled on the spot in my in my cute skirt, you know. And, you know, I probably looked like a ballerina when I did it. But as swift as it was, when I got back into the room, I was on FaceTime with one of my besties, and then I was just having a breakdown, and I was on the verge of like screaming.
Because you didn't really look at her face or how she perceived it, did you?
Not really, no.
Because there's a part of me that still wants to believe that she didn't even clock anything, but you think she definitely did clock it.
Maybe, but she hasn't really said anything.
Well, yes, because that was like, when was that? July or something? Was that happening?
I think
definitely before we went away, anyways.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, you were kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then that's the awful feeling inside where you're like, now I know this has happened, what's going to happen next? When nothing happens next, you're like, okay, it's okay, everything's okay.
Everything's good.
You just don't really know. But like, I mean, if that was me in that situation and I saw you, like, I would know better. Well,
I have a new
obviously
fear.
know better than to say anything.
No,
Also, it would just be
definitely.
awkward, you know what I mean? It's like, why would someone put themselves in... Why? Oh, it would take someone fucked up in the head to want to be at the center or something like that.
No,
To be
definitely.
like, I need to tell you something. Yeah. So your son was dressing as a girl. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
who would do that?
Exactly.
Someone that's fucked in the head.
Exactly.
That's all. So you just have, if she is like
Yeah.
a nice person or like
Yeah.
a good person, good hearted, just a normal person, she
Exactly.
wouldn't do that, you know?
Exactly. And obviously it's so funny to hear it from like that point of view, because it's like, wait, hold on, how does it go? He goes, oh, your son was dressing like a girl.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'd be sitting on the other side of that and just thinking, you know, on the other side of that perspective, and just thinking like, sure. And, you know, you guys think I'm a boy. Okay. That's what you can think, but I know that's not true. And me dressing like how I do, there's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing fucking outrageous. It's not like I fucking left the room in fucking lingerie with a fucking dildo up my ass and down my throat.
It's like,
You know what I mean? Like
unless she was real loud and she went like right after that happened, she went downstairs and was like, oh my god, I just saw him dressed like, you know what I mean, in the moment.
terrible.
Somebody was just fucking loud and fucking stupid and just chatting.
What's
Chatting
funny-
out their fucking arse, if you ask me.
You know, I really need to move out because my room, like obviously I have a lock on the door, so I'm quite fortunate. I know a lot of people, especially queer people who are still, you know, in the closet with their family, they don't have, you know, a lock on their door. But me having a lock on my door really helps me, because if you went
You
into...
are very lucky for that, honestly.
So lucky, because if you come into my room, like, there's nothing like lewd out there, nothing like graphic or hardcore,
Yeah.
but it's just all like normal girly things.
Yeah, but that is actually the one, you know what, that is actually one thing that I feel like, thank God you have that, because,
Yeah.
like, I'm thinking in my family house, I actually, my parents would not want me locking the door. You know what I mean? I'm 30 years old, but like, first of all, I don't even know if we have the keys to lock our fucking doors. Like that, I'm really happy that you do have that. Because that gives you at least some sort of form of control. Otherwise, what would your situation be? Like, you wouldn't be able to have shit open in your room, would you?
You know what? If I didn't have a lock on my door, I probably would have moved out earlier.
Do you think?
100%.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, how would you have anything in your room or anything?
I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
No, because my family would barge into my room.
Yeah, and like, do you think would your mom go searching through your stuff?
100%.
Yeah.
No, the thing is though,
It's a mom thing.
they don't do that to me now because they know my room is always locked. And when they come to my door, I'm not going to unlock it.
It is quite interesting that your parents do allow you to have a locked room, considering how they view things, or just, you know what I mean?
The reason they let me do that, I think it's because they think that if they spoil me in certain ways, and that's a conditional love, if they spoil me in certain ways, then I'll repay the favor.
And they want you to stay at home too, which is the
Exactly.
crazy thing
Oh
through all
my-
this. But I guess it's not crazy, because I guess in your culture it makes sense. That's kind of like the thing that parents
Yeah.
want, right?
I remind them monthly that I'm gonna move out.
Yeah.
You know, I remind literally monthly. Well, to be honest, like in 2025, me personally, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and everyone who's playing their part to support us. I just want to say thanks to you all. Honestly, it means a lot. At the end of the day, we've always been, you know, a small minority of the population. And, you know, we just want to exist, really, isn't it? You know, what's the problem with me just fucking waking up, being who I want to be, and then going to fucking bed at the end of the day? I haven't hurt no one, you know. In the UK right now, it might look a bit tough, but just keep strong, keep going, you know. The people of this country, together, when we are united, we manage to pull through on a lot of things, especially regarding, you know, human rights and whatnot. And, you know, I can't exactly pull out any statistics out my ass right now, but, you know, trust me, bro. Have you seen the memes?
Huh?
What's your source? Trust me, bro.
No.
Oh, you see it.
I'm back, and I got us another drink. Are
Thank
you
you.
still drinking yours?
Should
Am
I-
I drinking like really fast?
Ahead.
I'm just eating a Pringle right now, guys.
Do the
Sorry.
ASMR.
Oh my god.
Wow. That was satisfying.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question to myself, right? And the question is, when I do move out, what am I going to do with my freedom? Okay, good question. So,
Sorry.
With my freedom, I just plan to be fucking happy. Because the issue right now is, I tend to like get upset at situations that I don't have control over. No, it's okay.
I just opened the drink. Sorry, go on.
No, let me open mine too.
Okay, open it on the mic. Gorgeous.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers, bitch.
With my freedom, I'd just be fucking happy and independent, you know? As an adult, you want to have control over situations, you know, because you're not a child anymore.
Yeah.
You know, yes, when you're younger, you want people to control and do things for you, but then as you get older, you find joy in doing things that, you know, you can take lead in.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether it's being able to use the fucking shower. My parents' property has 4 showers, but they don't have that system in place where multiple people can use the shower at once, right? On different floors. So if someone's using the shower down below, I can't use the shower. If my tenant's in the shower for an hour and a half, then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
So I kind of...
That is crazy.
Babe,
yeah.
I have...
But is it because the water would be cold in the other shower?
There would be no water going.
No water goes out?
Minimal.
Jesus, that's
Minimal.
actually mad. Oh god, sorry guys, if you can hear that right now, that is the rain hitting
gorgeous,
the window. The rain is coming down strong.
Topic was, what would I do with my freedom? Just be fucking happy, really, you know? Just be happy and just continue living my fucking life as a up and coming, you know, amateur porn star.
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
Yeah, literally, that's it.
How do you personally feel right now in the UK when you are obviously like in your girl clothes, in your makeup, everything, walking around outside? How do you feel in the terms of the general public?
You know what's so funny? You asked me that question. You're asking me that question, and I know how to answer straight away. How do I feel? I feel fucking terrified.
Yeah. I get that completely.
No, but look, Venus, you know me on and off the podcast in real life.
Yeah.
You've known me for like 6-7 years now. I'm not shy.
No.
Right? Like, obviously there's times...
This girl loves to go up to people and troll them.
I'd love to talk to people.
Strangers,
yeah.
you love it. You love chatting.
Obviously there are times when like every human is like reserved and doesn't want to speak to people, whatever. But in general, like, I don't give a fuck. But when I'm out, that's specifically when I'm forced to be out in, quote, boy mode, unquote.
I think you take things less seriously. You're
Exactly.
all about joking around.
Yeah.
You go up to someone in a vegan restaurant, hi, what's vegan here? And they say, everything's vegan. And you're like, whoa, Venus, everything's vegan. I'm like, yes, babe,
Oh, no.
I know that.
No, I love making things uncomfortable. It's just so funny sometimes. But it's mostly just to make myself and people around me just smile, really.
Yeah, you love making people smile.
And if you notice as well, a lot of my clothes all of my clothes that are non-binary are all black.
That's so true.
I don't care about what I wear.
Yeah, that's so true.
You know, because it's not something that I want to wear. But whereas when you look at my normal wardrobe, it's actually quite colourful, which is surprising.
But when I was saying to you the other day that like when you go out, like as in your girl mode, in your true self, you're a lot more kind of demure, maybe like your energy you give off is different. I remember I was saying to you, I was wondering, like, obviously I was wondering if it comes from like a place of, you know, when like bilingual people, they might experience 2 different personalities in their different languages. Right. And I was like, I wonder, could that be also a bit of it, like, that's quite smart, who you identify as in your true like female form versus who you kind of cosplay as a male. Right. But then I get it. There's also the point that comes into it of feeling more reserved and more scared and intimidated because of how people are going to perceive you when you are in your female form. Yeah, no, that's 100% true. Like, that's honestly spot on, really, because, you know, when I am out and I'm glammed up and I'm looking gorgeous and feeling how I want to feel, that, you know, bit of fear pops into your head, like, oh, is someone going to verbally assault me, physically assault me, you know? Do I have to watch out? The reason I tend to be quite demure is because I just want to, like, stay focused and calm and just, you know, keep an eye out 360, really. Literally 360 when you're in the mirror. Yeah. Do you like what you see? I love what I see.
honestly, that's not about it. I am terrified.
Yeah.
UK is terrifying.
And that's in London, mind you. Like, this is literally London, the place where you would think that, like, everyone's free to be themselves. And to a certain extent, that's true, but at the same time, that's not going to mean that you're not scared out. Because there's always the fucking outlier person who's going to do something, say something, look at you funny. And you've already experienced that multiple times.
Jesus.
Looking is one thing. People actually then saying something is another thing, which also has happened. Like,
I think this year alone, from what I can remember, I've had maybe, what is it? We're in September now, so we're doing quite good. In the UK, I've had about at least one incident per month with, a transphobic incident occurring. Yeah. Isn't that crazy to think about? To myself. Right?
Yeah, and a lot of these incidences too these days are a lot more, is it overt or covert? A little bit more hidden, like microaggressive ways.
Kinda, yeah.
Like, it's the same with racism in a way. Like, it's not the way that we thought of it in the textbook way of, like, someone going up TV and, like, ew, trans, or, like, ew, saying some sort of derogatory shit, or, like, trying to fight you. It's more, like, subtle. People might whisper shit under their breath. Yeah. Or in that experience that when I was with you, those teenagers trying to, like, say it to each other but making it loud enough so we would hear it. Like, those types of things. It's like, it's a little bit more or less obvious, but obviously for you, you're obviously going to feel it because you're obviously paying attention to what's happening around you.
Big time.
What was the most recent experience that you had?
Do you know what, actually? I don't really remember many, but I try to, like, I let go of them quite quickly, and I'd probably say the one I remember the most is the one that you just mentioned. Mainly because that engagement went on for too long. Like, they kept screaming. We were walking away and they kept screaming. Yeah.
I think we might have spoke about that already. Did we on the podcast?
Yes, I think so.
We did, I think. But just to remind anyone of it, we were literally, like, having the nicest little day.
We're having a picnic.
We were down by the canal. We were walking back, literally in my own area. And these boys just started going, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? Because, Ayesha was dressed up, looking beautiful.
Honestly.
And the thing that I think what it is that they see you, their first thought is, girl, It's like the subconscious brain is working. And, you're constantly looking at people around you.
Yeah.
And their brain sees two girls walking. And then it takes them a second to be like, wait, oh my God, that's a boy, oh my God, that's a boy, la la la. And then this is just what I think on a deep subconscious level. Which then causes them to flip the fuck out, and then they have to make some sort of overt reaction about, and, like, make it like, they have to make a whole scene about it to prove to themselves that they're still a straight man or some form of insecure masculinity. And then not only that, but I also think it's a thing where they're trying to get brownie points with each other. I do think that's it as well.
Big time.
I don't think these people, if they were by themselves, would actually do much.
They wouldn't.
Like, when we get into taxis and shit, I sometimes think, is the taxi man going to do something weird? Are they going to look at you weird? They never do because it's just them. It's just them by themselves.
Honestly.
That's not to say that they would do it with other people, but you know what I mean? I'm just using an example. If one of those teenage boys was by themselves, they're not going to do anything. They're saying shit to get a one-up from each other. Anyways, I literally called them out and was like, what the fuck is this? And we started screaming back and forth. And I don't even give a fuck because, maybe we should have kept walking. But no, I'm sorry. Like, my friend's getting disrespected. I'm not going to just be like... And okay, it would be understandable if we did just keep walking, but, like, no, I don't really give much of a fuck, to be fair. Like, I'm literally like, why would I not scream at you, It's like, I didn't really feel like we were in danger. Well, okay, it didn't feel like a dangerous situation at the time.
Right.
We were leaving, we were walking away. They're just chilling by the river. If they were full-blown grown men, and we were in a less safe area, if I didn't know the area, who's to say what would have been safer? But I felt like it was safe in the moment to be like, I don't know. I was saying a bunch of shit.
No, honestly,
I just wanted to get the last word in.
I love Venus for that, honestly.
Because it's just like, how dare you start saying shit as literally we're walking by you and you're talking about my friend and, like, ew, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are we in a school corridor? I don't care if you're whatever the fuck age, 15.
Honestly, it's
could have been 20, could have been older, we don't know. They just looked young, but yeah.
That's, it is what it is.
I just got a bit heated, honestly. Well, you know what? Like, there's a lot of negative experience. What would you say, like, to bring it back to a more positive note for the ending of this episode, because it'll probably be ending soon.
Right.
Like, what would you say has been the best part so far about you coming out, owning your identity, and, you know, like, presenting as female, your true self in public? Like, is there, what's kind of been the most positive thing that has happened to you? It can be external, internal, you know, something that you realise in yourself, or some amazing experience you've had with someone because of it.
I think there's a few things. So I think the main thing is that I kind of have clarity now on life in terms of, like, where I want to go for in the short term at least, right? Because before, you know, I didn't really look after myself, didn't really care for myself, because I didn't really see a point to anything. And I used to put others, you know, first. And, you know, whenever it came to, like, putting myself first, you know, it didn't really matter. You know, I wasn't special. I didn't like anything about myself.
Right.
You know, considering that as I grew up, and I didn't really think about it because, you know, you're a kid, right? So you can't really put the connections, you know, you can't really make the connections. Now, for instance, you know, being put into different groups, you know, whether it's boy or girl, and, you know, I'd be in the boys group and I'd fucking hate it, and I'd be like, why am I here? And then my whole life, you know, just feeling terrible about that, and just thinking, you know, there's nothing you can do. It is what it is. I just have to go with the status quo, you know, do what my parents say and live a life. And then, you know, once I really accepted myself, I really started to say, well, you know, if someone tells you how to be happy, and then you look at that person and they're not happy, are you going to take their fucking advice? No fucking way.
Good point.
Oh, yeah, you should get married and have kids. It's the right thing to do. It's
the
really
right
good.
thing versus the happy thing.
Sure, buddy.
And I think that's kind of... Sure, buddy.
No, my cousin, right? She's married. She's like your age, right? She's married and she's got 2 kids. She's always stressed out. She's always screaming at her husband. They're always having arguments, you know, and never see a bit happy. Maybe sometimes, but, you know, most of the time it's just fucking crazy. And me personally, I don't want to have kids. But it's like, you know, you're always encouraging me to, you know, find a partner, settle down. But I don't want any of that. You know, you're trying to sell something that you wish you could fucking return, but you lost the fucking receipt. Sorry, honey. It's not my problem.
No, literally. It is interesting when your parents want you to do something,
right?
And they maybe they don't even want to go, and they don't want to get on your level and try and understand you. They just want to be like, do this, this is the right way, instead of truly being like, wait, what do you actually want? And, like, are you going to be happy doing that? Is that going to hurt anyone? And when all those things check out, then that should be all that matters,
exactly,
you know? But
yeah.
they just, like, I think, and I think our generation is a lot better at recognising that.
Definitely.
I mean, and there's other things that go into it, obviously, you know, your culture and everything like that too, but it's
right.
like, I do think that our generation kind of, like, understands that better than our parents' generation did.
If we had to go back to what you asked about, you know, one good thing, at least one good thing that's come out of me coming out. That's crazy, isn't it? One good thing that came out of me coming out.
No pun intended.
I think it would be just actual happiness.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we get a clap in the chat for that? That's so good. It makes me so happy for you, honestly.
Honestly, I love it. Honestly. Because
that's what everyone deserves.
I think it's when I was 18, right? That's the first time I had a thought as an adult in terms of my identity. I was just like, you know, I was stoned off my head, but then for like a good 2 minutes, you know, the high just faded and I was sober, and my brain was like, huh, I'm a boy, am I? What the fuck? How did I get to this point in life where I'm a boy? Then my brain was like, wait, you didn't have any choice in that, honey.
Yeah.
And then, you know, time goes on. And obviously me, you know, coming out to myself. When I came out to myself, actually, I didn't realise I was coming out. What I was doing was I was just trying to enjoy an evening.
Was this the
shrooms?
Can we say shrooms on the podcast? Will it be illegal?
We've been
it's
saying...
It's not illegal to say this.
No, we're fine, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So, yeah, I was just trying to have a lovely evening, and then I thought, let me do some shrooms. Did my shrooms, and then I was like, wait, it's just so funny how I'm doing all of this to celebrate my, you know, internal, whatever small bit of internal happiness that I had, you know, and to celebrate my femininity, but without calling it femininity. You know, it's all the internal like misogyny and homophobia and transphobia that's just built in. You know, especially the stuff that you pick up through life. You know, when you grow up in certain societies and cultures. So you know, I realized that you know, I know what I am, I know what makes me happy, and I have to tell the people I care and love, you know? So I reached out to Venus and I was like, hey, what's up, bitch? There's this girl I'm in love with. And
oh yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, since I was 16, I've been watching trans porn. Since I was 16, right? And it's like, to me, it was like, oh, it's normal, you know? And, you know, to think that, oh, your whole life growing up, you know, oh, everybody thinks about being the other gender 24/7.
So you kind of thought that was kind of like everyone thinks
that was the norm.
Okay.
You know, me growing up.
Yeah.
You know,
see, I think it's I think like it's weird because for me personally, I'll be like, oh, imagine I was born a boy, or I'll be like, wow, I could have been a boy, how would I be?
Yeah.
But not in the sense that I wanted to be a boy, you know?
Yeah,
I'm just like,
exactly.
if anything, I'm like, oh my god, thank god I'm a girl, I don't want to be a boy type of
Yeah,
thing.
no, of course.
But for you, you're like, that. So let's say you were just a typical cis male and you're like, well, I want to be like to be born a girl. Okay, I'm happy I'm a boy. I want to be, like, I'm glad I'm a boy.
I realised that's
but
what
you were like, I kind of want to be a girl, I don't want to be a boy, you know?
Exactly.
So that's kind of where it differs, really.
Honestly, just being a boy was just so awkward. Like, like even back when I didn't realize I was trans, like I would fucking hate it. Like anything like gender role related, it would fucking like really ick me. You know, it's terrible. But with Sadie, what happened was I just came out to Sadie. I was just like, look, bitch, I think I'm trans. And then a month...
Was that on one of your calls that you were...
Yeah.
What did they say?
They were really supportive. A month later, after I came out to Sadie, I actually... I went back on my words.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like... Because I was scared. I was like... I didn't know what the future held. I was scared that, like, you know... Internally, I went back and I was like...
Oh, I never knew that. So what did you say?
I was like, I don't know if I'm trans. I don't know. Maybe I'm non-binary, you know?
Okay.
I don't know.
And how did they take that?
They were like, look, it's fine, just take your time, you know, understand it, you know. They were mostly like...
When did you first come out to them? Was it in...
when did I come out to you?
Like, the start of the year, like, was it the end of January or
so
something?
about September, October, about a year now. Yeah.
Okay.
So...
But, well, first of all,
right.
To go back to the story of when you first came out to me, so you had gotten back in touch with me, we were texting, and then you called me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm speaking to you again. And then you... Wait, did you... Oh no, first before you called me, you were like, let me show you the girl I'm in love with right now, okay?
Right.
And this is so something that Ayesha would do. She's so like this. She's a Charlie. She sends me photos. I mean, it is a smart way to come out. I actually do think it's smart. You send me photos, obviously, of you in your female form, done up, makeup, everything.
Was wearing
but
makeup,
I'm not even thinking anything. So I'm just looking at this girl and I'm like, oh my gosh, wow, she's so cute. Like, almost looks kind of like Italian or something. That's what she like. I did not think for a second that it was you.
Literally.
Probably because you looked quite a bit different, you know?
Very different.
So, like, I wasn't even thinking. I think there was some thought in me that was like, oh, she almost looks similar to you. Like, if I obviously, like, knowing how you are today, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, of course it's you. But, like, the way I had obviously remembered you was not like that. So I was like, oh my god, why is she so cute? Then you called me and you're like, bitch, it's me. That's me. And, like, I'm trans. And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? No fucking way.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I was like, oh my gosh, wow.
That night when I done shrooms, actually...
I was excited for you.
I messaged Venus... because in my head, I remember years back when we were in a sales cult.
Wait, hold on. The night that you messaged me and then you said, sorry, I had a manic episode. Is this the same night?
Yeah.
But you didn't say anything about it. Did you tell me then? Did you say I'm trans then?
The manic episode...
You said something like, I miss you. You were like, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. Like a bunch of, I don't even know,
exactly.
my mom's or something. But you never said anything about being trans, I don't think.
I deleted messages.
But you know, but I saw all the messages you had sent me. I don't think you ever said anything.
I think I said I wanted to tell you something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, if we roll back 2 seconds, so a few years back when we were in the sales cult, we were like told to go on like you know, a regular sales expedition. You know, just a normal day-to-day thing. And the person we'd go out with would be training us, and that the trainee and the trainer had to exchange secrets with each other, and that they wouldn't tell anyone. So I was like, okay, fine. And I was getting along with Venus, so I entrusted Venus with a secret. And, you know, long story short, I realized that me and Venus were like, you know, we're good friends. And I knew that in my head, one day at least, or at least the bipolar in me knew that one day we would reunite and still be friends. Right? So when I was like on my, when I was in that relationship with my ex wouldn't let me speak to my friends who were female because she hated that. So I didn't speak to Venus for a long time, even after that. So when I came out, I was just like, do you know what? The only people that I actually cared for, even like a little bit, like I should tell them, you know? And that's when I started having the manic episode. So the manic episode actually started from when I was like, yeah, I'm trans, you know, I'm happy. But then the manic episode started when I was like, fuck, what do I do? I'm a boy, but I'm a girl. What the fuck do I do? And that's when the manic episode started. It's the panic.
Okay.
It's the panic which induced it. You know, it's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like this, but I don't want to be like this. Yeah.
I mean, to end everything off right now, like, I said this to you in the second episode too, you being like a, you know, in-person sex worker, like, what's your biggest piece of advice? But for anyone struggling right now with realizing they're trans and not knowing what their next step should be, like, what would you say to them?
Good question.
I know that's kind of like a lot.
No, honestly, it's a good question. So, if you realize that you're trans and blah, 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 I suggest probably really, like, take the time to understand yourself. You know, go out on the internet and learn. You know, actually do the research. Sorry, I got a burp. Or a hiccup.
Ooh.
Take the time to learn.
Lord.
Dear Lord. Take the time to learn. And don't, like, pressure yourself. Everyone's journey is different. Like, me, like, 1 year ago is completely different to me 2 years ago. Like, 2 years ago, I was completely depressed, you know, unrecognizable. And then 1 year ago is when I started, officially started my journey. And here we are now in 2025. I'm very happy with my progress. Like, I look back at it and I think, do you know what? I know I've come a long way and I know I've got a long way to go, but, you know, that's where the fun lies, right? Mm-hmm. The journey, not the destination. For sure. And, like, I want to say to you, like, what do you see for yourself this time next year, September 2026? Like, just what do you picture for yourself for Ayesha? I picture piercings. Oh. Ear piercings. Ooh. Probably nipple piercings. Ooh, that's not where I thought you were going to go, but okay. And belly button piercing. I've been dying to get belly button piercing for a long time. Maybe a tattoo or two. Yeah. And wait, what did you expect? No. I just meant, like, in terms of, like, my journey. Yeah, because I think the where you're at right now, like, you fully accepted yourself. Right. You're expressing yourself whenever you feel safe to do so. Right. And, like, I guess in terms of, like, your transition, like, what do you want to speak about, like, how you're gonna go forward over the next year? I think the main thing for me is just to leave this unsafe space. Yeah. My goal for within this year or this next 12 months is to be in a safe space. Yeah. Like, that I can call home. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. Gosh. Golly. It is kind of crazy that we live in the world which is already should be our fucking home. But then there's these fucking misogynists and these fucking homophobes and these fucking transphobes and these fucking you know what I mean, that just try and, like, shit on everything. But I'm so proud of you. I feel so excited for you, and I want to thank you for all your support. I got your back forever, my baby girl. We just wanted to get into that a bit about trans rights and everything that you've experienced so far, because especially right now, you know, I mean, we did speak about it on the episode. Yeah.
with the recent UK kind of, what was it again? The
bathroom
women
thing.
are only women if they are
I don't know.
biological, whatever the fuck was whatever the
Something
fuck was
about
going on with
willies
that.
and
Yeah, just all these like all this time that is spent on making these laws that just are not really like, what are they really doing for anyone, honestly? Anyways.
one last thing I just want to end on is trans people are evil. Everyone talks about trans
Here
rights.
she goes with the humour. Go on.
No, hold on.
Take
Hear
it
me
away.
out. Everyone talks about trans rights. What about trans wrongs? Huh? What about the lefts and the bottoms and the tops? I know I'm a bottom. People try to force me to be a top. I'm like, honey, you can't even pay me more to do that. You know, you'd have to let me know days in advance because, you know, you can't take poppers and
Oh
Viagra.
my god.
You can't take them both. Viagra
Speaking
and
of the poppers, guys, I still have to try them. Anyways,
them.
watch this space. You know, maybe next episode we'll talk about that.
Okay, we should probably
We should
say
sign
goodbye
off.
to you.
But thank you guys for listening. I hope that this podcast was insightful.
Insightful.
I think there was some kind of triggering things, but we'll put trigger warning over the
Entertaining,
episode.
you know, dark.
Yeah, I think it is quite serious stuff that we talked about, and it can get very dark and it can get quite depressing and sad. But I do think that throughout all of this, you can see like the light of the tunnel, the hope,
100%.
the desire to feel comfortable in yourself, accept yourself above anything else. Because I think when you're able to accept yourself, that's then when you can actually be like, I deserve to live my best life. I deserve to have happiness.
Yeah.
I deserve to dress how I want, to look how I want, express myself how I want, and identify with the gender that
Go
I
to
know
bed
that I
in
am.
the clothes that I want to go to bed
Yeah. And these are just all, I guess that's everything that encompasses trans rights, you know?
in. One last thing to add. Like, if I want to sit down on the toilet, you know, I'd rather have a life where I pull down knickers instead of boxers. You know, if the boxers belong to my partner, then sure, but I don't want a partner. You know?
Yeah.
That's that.
That was a nice ending.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening
Thank
to
you.
to episode 6 of
Boppin'
Boppin'
Around.
And join us back here next Wednesday for the next episode.
Love you.
Love you guys so much. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.